Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome in. Please make sure you like the live. Make sure that obviously you're tuned in, but if you can, share the live with someone, place it in the group chat, send it to your cousin, your uncle. Just spread the word so we can have a little chat. Let me know. Hello, everyone that's tuning in. Welcome. Hi, Yvette. Hey, girl. It's so nice now that I have a face to the name. I love it. How's your Sunday going? How's your week been? Let me know how you guys are feeling. I'm so excited for this one. Hey, A. Nice to have you here. Where's that flag from? Wait. Where's that flag from? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Oh, okay. But you speak Dutch. I don't think you... Do you speak Dutch there? I thought you speak a language that is similar to Dutch, but I didn't know you speak Dutch. Or are you here in the Netherlands? Oh, okay. Okay, got you. In Rotterdam. Got you. Hey, Boo, how are you? Thank you for being here. Okay, Yvette. Okay, so far so good. Busy week as always. Beautiful weekend. I love it. What are you doing right now? Like, let me know where you're tuning in from, but also like what are you doing right now as you are watching this? Because I can be yapping. I can yap for a while. So I'm just wondering, what are you doing while watching? I'm gonna just wait a couple more minutes before I get started. And yeah, if you haven't yet, you can share the live. Make sure you like for sure, because I see not all of you who are tuned in liked it. So like the live, and then if you can, send it to someone, share it, so we get a little bit more people in here. Okay, it's not so chilling on the couch after the busiest week. I love it. To decompress. We love decompressing. Okay, A. We speak Creole. Yeah, okay, so it's West African country or island. But you can wait for the Sunday live. Oh, that makes me feel so happy that you guys, because I look forward to this Sunday, like, and this time around, it was, normally it's like 4 weeks in between, but this time around it's 5 weeks. It was so long for me. And I have a lot to share, to catch you guys up on. Okay, so Yvette, preparing for dinner, deciding what I'm going to prepare. Okay. Did you do groceries already? Hi, Chels. Hey, Boo. How are you? Hi, Ariana. How are you doing? Just finished watching church. Okay. That's a very nice way to spend your Sunday. Okay. Hi, Maggie. I still have that New York glow. Let me tell you something. It's not the Amsterdam sunshine. Let me tell you, I've been so mad at the weather. Don't get me started, because ever since I got back, it has been a through fall weather. I was just talking about this. It has been raining. It has been storming for 2 days now. Like, I almost got blown off my bike yesterday by the wind. foliage and like leaves in my face, like it was like a movie. Rained on, everything. I'm just so already so done with this weather. So I hope that this New York glow stays for the foreseeable future because I can't. I haven't seen the sun in a couple days. So yeah. Chels. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. I hope you're well. I can't wait to get into it. All right, let's get into it then. Right, Snotty, the weather. It's just, I can't. I rant about it every year. And yeah, I think New York is welcoming me back too. I think so. But I have a little announcement to make, so stay tuned for that. But let's get to it, shall we? And I think last time I told you guys that I want to structure the lives a little bit. So just to reiterate that, I'll always start with like a check-in. I call it like the pre-wash check-in. I kind of branded them into the laundry theme. So pre-wash check-in, I'll go through just what has been going on for the past month. And then we go into the heavy load. Today's heavy load is going to be the teaser that I did on Instagram. That is about how to outgrow, like what do you do when you outgrow friends, which is a topic that I feel like is not talked about enough. And then we'll do the spin at the end, which is like a rapid fire, like answering a lot of the questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. So that's like the structure for today. So let's get into the pre-wash check-in. I'm curious to know how you guys are doing, first of all. And I'll share like how I'm doing. Like you saw that correct, that New York glow is still on me. I'm still like so, I don't know what is the best word to describe it, but let's say grateful. That's like for sure. Just grateful for the whole month of September for sure. But especially like specifically that trip did me so good. Like it was so needed, like to have that time for myself, like a solo trip like that. It was just amazing, more than I even expected it to be. By the way, I got Invisalign. I told you guys last time that I'm going to get Invisalign. I got them in Friday, so you can see I'm still lisping, like, because that's what I heard, that the tongue needs to get used to like having something in your mouth. So I will be lisping. Bear with me. I think it's annoying. The good thing is that you can't really see anything, right? So you don't even see that I have like things on, which I love. But you do hear it a little bit in my speech. And sometimes it takes me like harder to like pronounce things, but it's for a good cause. It will be in for, they said 9 months. Hopefully it is 9 months. They said there is a chance, depending on how fast your teeth, work with the program. It can go faster, it can take a little bit longer. So, but on average, 9 months. So I'm super excited to see the results 9 months from now. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for like the longest time. I love to laugh and I love my smile, period. Like I do, but there has always been this thing that I'm like, okay, I can straighten them up just a little bit more. So that's what I'm doing. So that's like another update. Like I told you, like the weather has been super cold, which is like, I'm trying to get all the dopamine that I can to just like, I don't know, hype myself up, prepare myself mentally for the time that's going to be changing this month, the darkness that's coming. I have a colleague at work that we go on walks during lunch, and we always like everything we talk about, not everything, but a lot of the topic of the conversation is the weather, and we both struggle with the weather every single year. She is born and raised here, and she still struggles with it. Like, it's not something that I will ever get used to. So we're bracing ourselves for winter, and fall just started, but I'm already thinking of winter. But anyways, other check-in topic is, so ties into the New York trip, but I had an amazing meetup with some of you guys in real life, which, oh, like, I cannot even, it was so much more than I expected. It was such a wholesome brunch with, I think we were 11 or 12 ladies in total. Super intimate, like, just good people, like genuine people that I feel like it's just hard to come up around these days. Just genuine people that want to connect, that don't want something from you, that just genuinely want to connect with you. And I am so happy that I got to facilitate that, because I've been wanting to do something like this for the longest time, but I never wanted to make it about me, because I don't think that, I don't like the meet and greet things. I think it's corny, to be honest. So that's why I've never done it. But I have wanted to bring people together. And when I was like thinking about what is a way to do this, brainstorming about it, I was talking to like my agency about it, and we were thinking about like doing an event with, like, I don't know, giveaways and goodie bags. But then I was like, you know what? Because I'm not in New York, so also the logistics part of it to get all of that arranged was kind of tricky. I was like, you know what, let's just go to a good Caribbean restaurant, just have a good old chat, and that's it. Like, it doesn't, sometimes you don't need to make things complicated. It's just about having the good energy and people, good people together. It can be like in Central Park. I was like, if it's not going to work out at a restaurant with reservations and stuff, we'll just meet in Central Park, because it was gorgeous weather. And that's it. Like, it's about bringing people together. That's it. So I'm super happy with how that went. I, made friends. I know that the ladies, like, between each other, some of them made friends as well. So that's just a beautiful thing to see. And this is like only going to be the first of many to come, I hope. So we are going to have another one on October 25th. That's the announcement that I have to make. You can see in the description, I linked the place for you to register for this. It's going to be a more intimate brunch kind of situation. And it's really just bringing community together. I feel like there is, like, people are yearning for that. I am yearning for that, to just be in company with good people. And I'm going to facilitate that. So if you want to join, it's going to be on the 25th, Saturday. It's going to be a brunch in Brooklyn. And I would love for you to join. So check out that link, and I hope to see you there in person. Other than that, okay, so Fashion Week. So the reason why I was in New York was for Fashion Week, but I have to say that it was underwhelming, to say the least. I think it really was me. I don't know. It was a combination of a couple of things, but I tried to go there with no expectations, but of course I did have some kind of expectations. But for me, the reason why it was underwhelming is because most of the things that I got invited to were like networking stuff. Now, if there is one thing that I hate, it's networking. I I just don't like networking at all. I know that's incredibly important, but my way of networking is like what I'm doing with the brunch kind of thing. You know, that's my form of networking because it's like way more intentional and I get to spend more time with people other than surface level kind of small talk conversations, which is like just so not my thing. I want to get like give me a half an hour at least. You know, let's get into it. Like let's unpack some stuff. Let's get into the thick of it. I rather do that, and it is an investment. But I rather do that than have like small chat, have a drink, and it's just I don't know. I did go to one fashion show, but it just wasn't it. It just wasn't it for me. So I don't know. I am thinking of so Fashion Week in the February. I think okay. So my stance at this point is that I will probably give it another chance. Really depends on what are the things that I get invited to. I'll be way more picky. I don't know if picky is the right word, but way more intentional, I would say, with the things that I decide to attend rather than just going to events willy-nilly because they invited me. So I get why people don't really go to, you know, there are a lot of fashion creators that are really big on social media that don't go to Fashion Week, either have never been or don't go anymore. And I really do understand that because unless you're getting invited to like the big shows, like the big fashion shows, I don't know if there is much of a payoff for the investment that you're putting in because it is a big investment monetary wise, but also just with your time, with your energy and all of that stuff. So that's my 2 cents on Fashion Week. And yeah, just the New York trip. I think that if you've been following me on Instagram, you saw I did a lot. Like it was a week I was there, but it feels like I was there for like a month because I still have so much content that I haven't even posted yet. I am planning on doing that though, so stay tuned for that, for a little bit more content to come your way. But I had such a good time. Like when I realized the whole thing about Fashion Week, that it wasn't giving me what I was hoping for, I pivoted. I was like, let me just treat this as I don't know, like a test for me to decide whether if I want to move there or not. Like if I want to move, what will that look like? All of that stuff. So I went to like all kinds of places, not just in Manhattan, but in Brooklyn, went to the Bronx. Like, I don't know, I had such a good time. Met some incredible people, had a great photo shoot. So honestly, no complaints whatsoever. So hence why I'm going again soon. So yeah, just amazing, amazing, amazing. So let me get to some of the chats here before we get into the heavy load. Okay, Yvette, so yeah, groceries have already been purchased. All right, lovely. And New York was definitely good for you. Absolutely. I love also how Maggie, did you vlog here in New York? I micro vlogged. So I have like on Instagram like mini vlogs. I didn't do like a YouTube vlog because vlogs, just to be honest with you guys, vlogs don't perform well on my YouTube channel. They just don't. I love creating them, but it just messes up the whole algorithm for me. So I have been reposting the Instagram mini vlogs that I did on YouTube Shorts. See how that goes. But yeah, at the end of the day, I have to also work with whatever works with the algorithm. That's just the way the game is set up. So if you want to see like all of the more vloggy style content, go to Instagram and TikTok, because I've been reposting them on TikTok as well. And some stuff do good on all the platforms, some stuff do good on just TikTok, some stuff, it's just because the algorithms change so much, so often, it's just a matter of keep playing with it to see what works and what doesn't. So hopefully in that way you get to see more of the content. The only thing that I vlogged about New York for YouTube specifically are the shop with me trips that I did. I did one for Zara, one for Aritzia, and I did one for Uniqlo, which is going live tomorrow. And I love it because the Uniqlo store on Fifth Ave was huge, like such a big store with good merchandise. So I really loved shopping there. Let me see. And yeah, so one thing that I wanted to say is that, so while I was posting the New York content, I really loved how it was received by people on like Instagram specifically, also TikTok, actually also YouTube. I think I have the best community, to be honest. The most supportive community. I don't get a lot of hate. I don't get a lot of negativity, which I absolutely love. People are just so supportive, so generous with giving me tips like what are the things to do, places to visit, places to go, just safety precautions, because people knew I was traveling solo as a Black girl as well. So like just so generous with just sharing their city with me. And that is honestly a misconception that I had about New Yorkers. I have to admit, I had this preconceived notion that New Yorkers are very protective about their city, very proud about being New Yorker. Like New Yorkers will tell you, that's like such a funny thing. They will tell you born and raised New Yorker here, or they will tell you like native New Yorker here, because there is like a thing between born and raised New Yorkers and people, because I guess a lot of people move to New York, and there is a distinction that they want to make sure that, you know, I'm born and raised. So, you know, I know this shit, right? So, but regardless, I gotten like so many people telling me like, oh my God, New York looks so good on you. You have to move. Like, when are you moving already? Like, let's get this going. So just genuine people just encouraging me and wanting to share their city with me, which I'm, yeah, just very grateful for. And also like helped me to be more open about my opinion about the city instead of being too guarded with my opinion, because a lot of them would recognize my opinion as well, or understand my point of view, or actually want to know my point of view as someone, you know, from the Caribbean but living in Amsterdam. So it's just amazing. So I really thank you guys for that. And There was something else that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, also people that like really wanted to know my recommendations, which I'm like, you live in New York, so why are you interested in my recommendations? But for some reasons, like I did like a couple of things that people who are native New Yorkers that they haven't done themselves, and they really enjoyed watching me experience and enjoy their city. And that like really fills my heart because I didn't even think about that perspective. So that really encourages me to keep creating the New York content. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for that. And let me see what else. Miyoshi, I love that you had the opportunity to meet some of your followers in person. Absolutely. Because to me, it really feels like when I'm talking to you, like this, it really feels like a one-way street. And for me, that event was like putting faces to the names that I see like often, people commenting, some people that I've had conversations with in the DMs and stuff. It was so nice to see people in person. And the best compliment that I got, you know, not trying to put myself on any kind of place, but I got the beautiful compliment that I'm the same that I am online is the same that I am in person, which is honestly what my goal. Like I don't want, authenticity is like the most important thing for me. That's honestly my brand. That's the most valuable part of my brand, is to be authentic. So in everything that I do, collaborations that I take on, things that I promote, my opinion, things like that, has to be authentic to me. Otherwise, I'll just shut up. That's just that. So I was really happy that this girl like vocalized that, and that she saw that in me. Yeah, and Yvette was there. It was an absolute great time. It's really down to earth. Women highly recommend. Yes. So Yvette is already like she's locked in for the second one as well, which I love. That's tribe. That's the tribe right there. Ariana, the link is in the description. So if you go to the description of the live, you can see it. Okay, so Snati, I reframe networking and make it fun. I see it as building fun relationships instead of you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. But I think because I know you, I think you're good at that. Like you are honestly the most bubbly person that I know. So I know that you're good at. As for me and my household, I am such an introvert. So it takes me so much energy to do that. And I much rather do it like in a small setting kind of space instead of those big networking events. You feel me? And to each their own, like to each their own. But I know that you're good at that. Hey Chanel, how are you, girl? Thank you for being here. Don't forget, you guys, to like the live, share it with someone. They can still come in. We're going to get into the heavy load, so you know, if they need to hear this, share it with them. And Arita, thank you for being here. And yeah, you're finally catching the live. Yeah. Not rewatching this time. So buckle up because we're going to be here for a minute. Okay, Maggie, I saw the Aritzia, hope I spelled her, video, and that store looked amazing. It had beautiful pieces. Yes, I think Aritzia, my American girls, like they have been raving about Aritzia for the longest time, and I've never tried the brand. And when I went to the store, I went to the Soho store, which is like, I think they're if not their biggest, their newest flagship store. It was beautiful, honestly. All the flagship stores, like I was thinking of doing a flagship series for New York, because all the flagship stores that I've been to are just over the top amazing. But this one in particular, the customer service for me, that's what got me. Like they were so nice. Like they set up a dressing room for you. They'll take your stuff to the dressing room, like check you in. If you need like new sizing and things like that, they will get you new sizing. Like they're so helpful. And it was just a breeze to shop there. I don't shop on in stores anymore. I only shop online, but that store made me really want to shop in person. So when I'm going in a few weeks, I'll be going. I'll be checking them out again, because they have so many like the basic pieces, but also like the pieces that are just a tad bit elevated to make basic outfits a little bit more interesting. And from what I saw so far, I mean, it is a bit pricey, but the quality is also there. I've heard that some people say that their quality has deteriorated a little bit. I don't know, because this was my first time shopping there. For me, the price quality ratio is quite good. Hey Tara, how are you, beautiful? Thank you for tuning in. Tara was also at my meetup, and hopefully I'll see you again in a few weeks. And Aretha, I watch you because you stick to what you like and you stay true to it, even if it's expensive, and then you share comparable items. Keep pushing and keep grinding. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's so true, because I really believe in quality over quantity. I do like, it's a little bit hard for me, because I do understand that not everyone can afford, the expensive stuff. At the same time, I do really believe in, like, for example, the Aritzia blazer that I bought. I think that was like $250. But it's a great blazer. It's not the most affordable blazer. But if I'm going to wear that blazer for like, let's say once every 2 weeks, I think I'm going to wear it more than that. But let's say once every 2 weeks for like the upcoming 3 years. That's how I think when I purchase stuff. If you divide that, like the cost per wear, if you really think about it, is so low. I'd rather have like 3 to 5 good solid blazers instead of having like a whole range of like blazers that are like $50 that I don't wear. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But at the same time, I know that it's not realistic for everyone. So that's why I always try to link more affordable pieces that, gives you the opportunity to still get the look, but then maybe for a little bit less. But I will always advocate for quality over quantity. Doesn't have to be designer, doesn't have to have logos. But yeah, just really pay attention to that. And okay, Tara, I'm so happy that you will be there. I can't wait, honestly. Like, I'm not saying that just to say that. I have a countdown calendar because I'm so excited to be back. Hey T, how are you? T is one of the real ones. Was also at the meetup, and unfortunately she can't be at the second one, but we'll miss you, girl. A flagship series will be great. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'll see if I have time this trip that's coming up to do something like that. Also, packing a styling video for traveling would be, yes. I was, okay, so this is what I was thinking. I'm live pitching to you guys right now to get your feedback. I was thinking of doing like a what I wear in a week, but then, okay, so the New York edition, and then like showing you like on the streets. Like normally I do this video, but then I'll show you like in my living room, like what I'm wearing, right? But I want to do this like every day, like every outfit that I wear on the trip, but then film it on the street so you can see like the New York, like the New York backdrop. New York as a backdrop is unbeatable. So that's what I'm thinking. What do you think of that idea? Let me know if that's something that you will want to watch. But okay, let's get into the heavy load because I have a lot to talk about. And so this is a topic that I got sent in from one of you guys, and that really got me to thinking because so the topic is how to or what to do when you outgrow friends. And I've gone through this phase myself of outgrowing friends, of like, or like more so cleansing, which sounds so bad. I don't know, but it is so true. Like you have to cleanse all areas of your life if you want to elevate, if you want to grow. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting like a different result. So sometimes it goes like gradually. Sometimes you really have to be intentional about it and make a decision. For me, I think that about 2 years ago, I decided to just consciously, I think that when you have like big life events happen in your life, you kind of, I don't know, analyze things, analyze who were the people that were there for you, that supported you, that you find energy when you're around them or not, or they drain you or whatever. So I took inventory. So this is the better word than cleansing. I don't think it's a cleanse, but well, it is a cleanse. But anyways, I think inventory is a better word. I took inventory of my friends. I literally wrote down like all the people that I consider friends, and then I analyzed like, okay, what do I feel like when I hang out with them? How's the relationship like? Is it reciprocated or is it more one-sided? Like that's really what I did. And some friends I outgrew because of life circumstances. Some friends were a very slow burn that you just drift apart. I went into a different direction. They went into a different direction. So yeah, I just want to touch on that, unpack that a little bit, and see if you guys can resonate with that, if you have similar experience, if you have like specific questions when it comes to this topic that you want my take on. So yeah, leave a comment, leave in the comment same if you relate to this topic, or leave your question in the comments so I can address that as well. T says, street styling would be great. Yeah, okay. Got you. I'm going to workshop that and see how I can make that video, if it's going to be on Instagram or YouTube, but we'll see. So I have a couple of categories that I want to go through when it comes to this topic. So a couple of signs that, like I said, when I was taking the inventory, a couple of signs that kind of point to the direction of outgrowing friends is having a conversation with said friend is draining. Like, it just drains you. I'll be getting back home and just feel drained, like no energy, just exhausted. So that's one thing. Another thing that I noticed, which is like a big sign for me that I have to just cut ties, is that I'm editing myself. Like I just feel this energy that I felt like one time I felt like a very clear jealousy energy, and I was editing myself, like not sharing stuff that I was genuinely happy about, like accomplishments that I was happy about, but I was like, I don't want to share this because I feel like it will not, that person would not be happy for me. There would be some I don't know, some like, yeah, some just plain jealousy there. And whenever I feel that, luckily that hasn't been often. Whenever I feel that, it's just not it for me. I cannot have that energy in my in my inner circle. And another thing is that you can also see sometimes that you just drift apart, you go in different directions. I had this happen with a friend of mine that got pregnant, and this was like a while ago. We were just in two different life phases. And you can still be friends, like when you are a parent, a mom, you can still have friends that aren't, but you have to be so intentional about it because both parties, because otherwise you are just the topics that you talk about, the things that you talk about are so different that for me, like when I was hanging out with her, I didn't have anything to talk about. Like she was always like talking about her kid and so, and I love that for her, but I just wasn't in that life phase. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of common ground there. So that's like another thing that make you just outgrow each other. I would say reciprocity, like a lack of reciprocity, is another big thing for me. This is what I pay attention to in all kinds of relationships, romantic and otherwise. There has to be reciprocity. I cannot be the only one initiating. I want people to want to hang out with me. Has to be mutual. Like, I'm not going to drag you along for the journey. I'm sorry. But there has to be reciprocity. So if I don't see that, it will just slowly drift off. I'll give it like a couple of chances, see, how things go. But yeah, I'm way more conscious about that and aware of that. You just pay attention to, okay, what's the energy that I'm getting? What's the energy that I'm putting? And what's the energy that I'm getting? And one time this happens to me pretty recently. There was this friend that was a newer friend. Also, there is no shame in newer friends. You don't have to have friends that, not all your friends will be friends for like 30, 20 years, right? So I had this newer friend, but then all of a sudden, I don't know what it is. Till this day, I don't know what it is. And it was a male friend. I don't want to say too much, but it was a male, but platonic friend. But he started to give me excuses. Like all the time. Like I would be like, okay, let's do this, let's do that. I'll be around in the neighborhood, let's hang out. Every time it will be an excuse. So I don't know. That gave me the sign that, okay, well, obviously he doesn't want to hang out with me anymore. I don't know why. I don't know if I said something that he didn't like. I don't know. I really don't know what it is, but that's like a sign that someone doesn't want to hang out with you anymore. And it's sometimes it's I to me it was sad because I really like that friend. We had a good time, but yeah, if you don't want to hang out with me, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not gonna beg or yeah, just then I'll just stop reaching out. And when I stopped reaching out, he didn't reach out to me. So that was that. And that's like one thing that I don't know. I have to become better at as well as communicating. And like if I feel that, I haven't really ghosted people in this way, but I don't feel it was ghosting it either. But if I feel like I don't want to hang out with you anymore, it's a hard thing. I'm still on the fence. I don't know if you guys, how you guys deal with it. If you don't want to hang out with someone anymore or you don't want to be friends with them anymore, do you communicate that? Like, to me, I feel like if I already made that decision, there is no point of me communicating that because it's not like I'm expecting a different, like a personality change or a behavior change from them. I just don't want to hang out anymore. So I don't know if communicating that will do them any good. I think it will be hurtful and I don't want to hurt them. I just don't want to be friends with them anymore. I don't know. I wonder how you guys deal with that because that will help me out to maybe be a little bit more, you know, straightforward, like more communicative about that. Another thing, another sign or another reason why I would, you know, take some distance is two things: trauma dumping, and if I see that it's always drama with you, I'm out. I'm sorry. I cannot have that much negativity in my life. My life is so peaceful at the moment, and I want to keep it that way. I understand that people go through things and friends are there to hear it all. I mean, I've been there. I've been through the breakup, the heartbreak, and all of that, and I really needed, like, grief, all of that. I really needed my friends to be there for me, to like just, you know, just express myself and all of that. And I do think that there is space for that in friendship. But you know, you guys know those friends that are, there is always drama going on. There is always negativity, so much negativity. Everything is wrong. So much trauma dumping, like being a victim all the time. That's too much for me. I think you need a therapist. I don't think, maybe you need to do the friend thing needs to be on pause. I don't know. I think you need therapy if you're that negative all the time. So yeah, I just cannot, I cannot, I cannot deal with that. And there are friends that I've noticed, these bitches, like they only reach out when they need something. I'm not that kind of friend. Like I really am not. I really invest in my friendships. Like I check in with people, see how they're doing. I don't wait until I need something to reach out. Like, I don't think that you have to be in constant contact with people to be good friends with them. I have friends that I'll speak to them maybe 4 times a year, but whenever we do, it's such a good time. Like we genuinely have such a beautiful connection that has standed the test of time. And that's the most beautiful thing. Like, we don't reach out to each other because we need something from each other. Like, of course, if we do, that's also good. Like, obviously, you have friends for that. But I think friendships are also just to have connection with people. Just, yeah, and just that communication with each other can already be fulfilling, and is an added value to someone's life. It's not only when you don't reach out when you only need something from someone. But also think about, what are you bringing to that person? I don't know. I feel like for me, just that two-way street is empirical to me. So those were the signs. Let me see what you guys are saying here. The chat is very active. I love it. Keep it coming. Hey Bill, how are you? Simone, I love it. Aretha says you can't take every friend on every journey. That's so true. And sometimes if they were meant to be back in your life years later, they will. Actually, okay, so quick story on that. The person that I consider my best friend at the moment, I don't even have like one best friend. I have like friends, like a very small group of friends that all serve their purpose. But I would say if I had to pick, I think of it in this way. If I had to pick like a maid of honor, I'll probably pick her. I've been friends with her since pre-K up until 8th grade. Then we went to different high schools. I went to college in America. She went to college here in the Netherlands. So we lost contact. Then one day when I moved here, I saw her at this event, and we got back together like as friends, the best of friends. And it's been what, 10 years now? No, 8 years, something like that. So saying all of that to say that sometimes people go in and out of your life, and that's okay. And yeah, for some reason we were meant to reconnect and get back on track. And that, like, she is like one of those friends that I don't talk to her every day. I don't talk to her every week. Like, but when we meet up, oh my God, it'll be a cackle. We will be chatting, like yapping the whole weekend. The thing with us, every time we meet up and we go like for lunch, dinner, whatever, we close out the restaurant because they have to kick us out, because we will be chatting the whole entire time, nonstop. And those are the kind of friends that I'm like, yes, just yes. I love it. Maggie, thoughts on the friend person where you don't talk every day and check in, but when you do talk, it's like no time has passed and you enjoy the, literally what I just said. Literally, those are the best friends to me. I don't have the time, honestly, to entertain a friend every day. I just don't. I don't even do that with my mom. Like my mom, I build boundaries with my mom too. I can't be chatting the whole day every day. I can't do that. So I'm not going to do that with a friend either. So when we do talk, when we do link up, let's make it meaningful. And if you have a friend that's so demanding that they want your attention constantly, like every day, they want to keep in touch with you, otherwise they feel like they don't have a connection with you, I think that you have to revisit that friendship. Obviously, in the beginning, it takes time, it takes effort and investments to build the friendship. But once it's built, I don't feel like you have to be in contact every day. like the whole besties kind of thing. I've never had that. And I've felt not ashamed per se, but a little bit embarrassed that I've never had like a bestie that every day we're talking, we're just, she comes over, we're having coffee, I've never experienced that. I've never experienced a big group of friends, like girls trips and this, and I've never had that. Is that's okay. Like, not everybody has that. And that doesn't mean that I don't have meaningful friendships. I have very much so meaningful friendships. It's just that my friends they don't even, because I don't do birthday parties. My birthdays I usually spend somewhere else. So I've never, I think only the first year that, not even, I've never done a birthday party here in this country. So I don't think so. Maybe if I forget, but I don't think so. So I don't have opportunity to bring my friends together. So all of my friends are separate. Like if I meet with one friend, it's usually one-on-one, or maybe I have like some trios, but that's it. Like I don't have a big group of friends. Yeah. Okay, so T says, constant competition has led me to cut ties as well. Yes, it's so draining and it's toxic, to be honest. You can't have people in your close circle that are envious of you or that want what you want. Like I had I don't know if I want to go into this, but I had this friend that just would copy things that I do. And it was so obvious. But I didn't have the heart to call her out on it. I just didn't. But it was so obvious that she just, some people want your life. And that's like the thing that I tell, like, don't envy someone's life because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You just don't know. So yeah, just do you. You can find inspiration in your friends, which I do. Like I want my friends to inspire me, to like encourage me. Like if I see them thriving and succeeding, like that pushes me to, go harder. But I don't envy them. I'm not jealous. I'm not in competition with them. Yeah, that's not it. Snotty says, I know exactly how you feel about friendships that change when you're in different life phases. In a lot of my friend groups, I'm the only one and they love me, but it's just different sometimes. Yes. Yeah, and it is an evolving thing, right? Because we change. If you're growing, you're changing, which is a good thing. But, they're changing, they're evolving as well. So you have to, just like in a romantic relationship, you have to keep finding each other because you're still becoming. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm not a person that stays stagnant. I'm like constantly looking for ways to better myself, to grow, things like that. So obviously I want for the people surrounding me to do the same. And we have to constantly keep finding each other. And that takes time, that takes effort. But it's a beautiful thing. Okay, Yvette says, oh, Amra from Turkey. Thank you for tuning in from Turkey. Okay, Yvette, as you know, I'm a big H and therefore don't have time for nonsense. When I meet people, with an open mind and heart, I expect honesty. That's literally it. Like I'm the same. I'm not at that big age, Yvette, but it's really simple. Like it's not that hard at all. Like just be yourself, be honest. That's all we can ask for. Like don't bullshit me, honestly. Like one thing that I hate is that, like, don't do that, I I've had that happen to me recently, actually. I was talking to my cousin about this, and there was just this one friend that she had this bullshit story. And I'm like, girl, just tell me the truth. Like, why are you telling me this nonsense? I just can't. I mean, people be peopling sometimes. But okay, so Yvette, what you said, like, be honest with your intentions, be honest with your about yourself, and be honest about your friendship. Yes, like, it's not that hard at all. Honestly, it's not that hard. And I feel like I the same way that you want to be treated, just treat the other person. Don't be ashamed to say what you want. Like, you have needs and wants in a friendship as well, just like you do in a romantic relationship. Also with friendships, like, don't feel like they're too far from each other. Like, the dynamics are different, obviously, but you have needs. You have things that you want from a friend. And I feel like respect, honesty, and honesty, those are like the bare minimum if you want to have a good friendship. Okay, so Chell says, I agree. I think it's so sad how people don't know how to communicate at our big age. Yeah, communication is like, it's such a thing that I feel like they have to teach more at schools. You don't really get much, I don't know, real life communication skills at school, which is like such a big important thing that can make or break all kinds of relationships at work, with friends, like romantic relationships. I feel like the better I'm getting in my communication skills, the better I'm getting at everything at work. I've really been working on it to communicate better. Just the not only the tone and the way I deliver my message, but also the timing. Like, don't wait to express myself. Don't wait to have like all the facts aligned to express myself, my opinion. My opinion is valid. I'm at that table for a reason. So speak up. Like, my view on things are valuable. That's why they're paying me. So, and the way that I communicate that is very important. So, yeah, I've been really playing with that and becoming much better at it. Oh, you guys lost me for a bit. How is the sound now? Let me know before I continue. Okay, perfect. Yvette, okay, in my opinion, boundaries in great friendships are defined by the individuals participating in the friendship. Different strokes for different folks. Yes, I think that boundaries in friendships are not, first of all, not talked about a lot, but not reinforced a lot either, because people just they don't approach friendships as intentional as they should. I feel like I haven't. So I still feel scared sometimes to voice like my boundaries, or to say like I don't like that. That's still something that I'm struggling with. But I really want to get better at that, because that's like the way that you actually grow together, and the way that you strengthen a friendship. Okay, let's get to Cordelia. Hi from California. Hola. I'm just assuming that you speak Spanish. I don't know why, for no reason. for no goddamn reason. Um, okay, so the next thing that when I was thinking is like, how do you, or why is it hard to cut ties with friends? And also, like, what are the different types of breakups that you have with friends? So let me tackle that first, because for me, what I've experienced, like I've touched on before, what I've experienced, the only way that I've experienced breakup with friends is the slow fade. The slow fade because you grow apart. It just becomes something that you reach out less and less, and you just drift apart from each other. However, you also have the explosion. Luckily, I've never experienced that because I'm not that kind of person. I can I don't even think I can yell. No, I yell from excitement, but when I get mad or frustrated, I retreat. That's like my way of coping with things. I'm not a confrontational person at all. Maybe I have to be a little bit more because it does help you in some kind of settings. But yeah, so the explosion is something that I've never experienced, but I know that some friendships go through that. That something happens, like that you just explode, and that's the end of it. But for me, it's the slow fade. But the reason why it's hard for me to cut ties is like you also, yeah, like for me the biggest thing is the guilt. I feel like I'm guilty, like I don't want to let people down. There is so much history there, especially if it's a friend that you have been, friends for a long time. And real talk, also the fear of being lonely. For me, living in this country that is not my home country, like it took me a long time to build friendships and build my community here. And sometimes you need people, like, because you don't have your family here. I do have some family here, but obviously not my mom here. My closest aunt, for example, just those kinds of people don't have here. So you have to kind of build your own family away from home. And when that's one of the reasons why it just makes it hard for me to really cut ties with people. And then on the other way around, I also used to have like some good friends back home in Curacao. And I felt like with time, just the relationship would, slow fade, have that experience, that slow fade. But I wouldn't cut ties completely because I'm like, well, when I do go home, I do want to link up with them. I do want to see them. But then again, as time passes, I'll be like, well, do I really though? Or am I just doing that because I don't want to be lonely when I'm there? I don't want to be just with my mom when I'm there. I still want to have like some friends when I'm there. So those are like things that go into just me thinking about, if I want to cut ties or not. But one way that I approach the just outgrowing friends is that I allow myself to have like two emotions at once. I can acknowledge the fact that a friend of mine has been a good friend for a season, but that season has come to an end. So, and that's that. Like, they served their purpose in my life. I served my purpose in their life. And we need to call it a day. Like, that's just the reality of time, of life. And there comes a time that you just have to let it go. You can't keep, entertaining something that's not serving you. And that is something that I'm still reprogramming, because been a people pleaser for the longest time. So I'm reprogramming myself to like teach myself like it's okay to make decisions that are at your best interest. That sounds like, to people that haven't experienced people pleasing, that sounds so logic and like duh. But for the reformed people pleaser, I do think that this resonates with you, because it's like, because you haven't chosen yourself for the longest time or put yourself as a priority. When you start doing that, it still feels a little bit icky. It still feels a little bit foreign, but you have to. It's not selfish. It's just life. It's just the way that things should be. And that realization is something that, is a thing that I constantly have to remind myself of. Also, what I had to realize is that not every friend is for everything. Like I said a little bit, I've never had like that bestie that is the friend that I go to for everything, and that's okay. I have a friend that I talk to about work. Like that's my career girly, like my boss, girl boss, whatever. I have a friend that I go to for when I'm experiencing something in my relationship, or when I'm experiencing something with my mom, for example, and I want something to talk through about. Or I have like my content creation friend that understands the business, that, so every friend has their purpose. I don't feel like, even if you have a partner, I don't think that your partner should be a friend for sure, but that shouldn't be your go-to person for every single thing either. Like, imagine how big of a burden, or not burden, but pressure that is. Like, to have one person for everything, that's not healthy in my opinion, and that's unnecessary. Like, you can have friends for different things. And another thing is, like, not every friendship is meant to be forever. Some friends are for just a year. Some friends are for a season. Some friends are for, I don't know, to get you through a thing that you're going through in your life. I don't feel like you have to have friends from the moment that you were born until you die. Like, that's just unrealistic and not necessary. Another thing for me is that I really been paying attention to is that I make sure to invest in people that match my energy. Just period. This is like a life lesson. If I could teach my 20-year-old self something, this is what I will teach them. Just take inventory of who is investing in you, and then invest in them. Like, that's like the biggest thing for me. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is like another like thing that I don't know, I felt some kind of way about it. New friends, like, when you have friends and you introduce people to your friends or whatever, sometimes they ask, oh, so how long have you guys been friends? And I have newer friends that I haven't even been friends with them for a year yet, but they're so like such great friends, right? And there is no, obviously time will tell, but you can have like a good connection with someone from the get-go. I feel like the older you get, the more you understand yourself better. So when you have that connection with someone, it can be instant. like I've experienced this quite a lot lately, that it just clicks. It just clicks because I know myself better. I know what I want. I can much quicker like filter through people and see if we are aligned or not. If we are aligned, let's go. Let's get to it. You know, if it feels good, it's good. Like there is no reason why to slow things down per se if it just feels good. And it's just a matter of keep investing in the relationship, in the friendship, and build it from there. But yeah, when you know, you kind of know. This goes for a lot of different things. And I'm curious to like this is because this is something that I've been asking myself lately. If you could finish this sentence, a friendship should make me feel ... If you really think about that, what would that blank be for you? So a friendship should make me feel, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what it is for you. I think that for me, it is a friendship should make me feel joy, I would say. Joy. Because I feel like, what is the point of being friends with someone that's not bringing you some kind of joy, laughter, a good time? Obviously, like I said before, it's not 100% of the time going to be that, but in general, that's like what I want. I want to bring them joy. I want the whole dynamic to be just an enjoyable thing. I want to look forward to hanging out with you because I know we will be having a good time. Yeah, that's it for me. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Maggie says, I think sometimes when friendships end abruptly, we have to be okay with not having closure. I'm a person that likes that. So depending on the relationship, I will explain why I'm quiet. Yeah, I'm the same. I like closure as well. I don't just drop off the face of the earth with someone. Like if I really want to cut ties 100% completely, I will let you know that this is not working out for me. Yeah. Other than that, I'll just let it drift away. But that closure is nice. Like I mentioned with the male friend that I experienced, I do still wonder what happened. But at the same time, I did let it go. So that the closure, like it would have been nice, but at the same time, like I can't control everything. Okay, so Arita says, I have different friends for different solutions, family, friends, couples, friends. Exactly. Yeah, prayer friends. That's absolutely right. You can't have all your needs met in one person. That's just, I don't know. Snacky Base, I have to drop off to have dinner. I love this session. Felt like group therapy. Yeah. Thank you. I am sure that she left already. But this feels like group therapy for sure. Okay, so Yvette says companionship, friendship, and community are extremely important, but cutting ties with people who no longer work in your best interest is imperative. Yep. You only need to, I think friends are like something that you curate, right? Like, just like with your wardrobe, if you really think about it. And that's something that I advocate for. Like, have things in your wardrobe that serve a purpose, that bring you joy, that you get a lot of use out of. Not to say that your friends are like you use them or whatever, but be intentional about it. Like curate your inner circle. This also goes with family. Oh my God, that's another topic that we need to unpack one day. Family. But that's so true. Like the inner circle needs to be curated. Let's start doing that more. And instant friendships is definitely a thing, especially as you get older. Yeah, I'm glad that that resonated with you, Yvette. And a friendship should make you feel great no matter what. 1000%. Yeah. That's why you have friends. Otherwise, stay friendless. Being valued is important to me in a friendship, Maggie. Yeah, that's also nice. We just get that appreciation from your friends. For me, it doesn't have to be all the time. I don't need that. I've actually been learning to not need validation as often as I used to. But every so often when you do something nice or just simply for being a friend, not even for doing something, I'm correcting myself as I'm saying this, just for being a good friend, it would be nice to be appreciated. But what I've learned is give the treatment or treat your friends the way that you want to be treated. So I've been doing that way more lately, just telling my friends like, oh my God, I'm so happy that we got together. Like this conversation like filled my heart so much. Like I'm so blessed to have you as a friend. Just expressing that appreciation, and you will see that comes back. So yeah, be the example that you want to see. Okay, so Mary says, for me, a friendship should feel like happiness, protected, loved. That's beautiful. Aretha, a friendship should make me feel cheery, joyful, excitement, and caring. Love, love, love that. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, Yvette, I can be miserable all by myself. Don't need a friend for that. Exactly. That is so true. I don't need a friend to just bitter my life. I can do that all by myself. Okay, let me wrap this heavy load up and then we get to the spin because we've been chatting for a while now. So let's get this going. One thing that I wanted to give you guys as a takeaway, like if you want to try to make new friends, like I said, there is no shame in finding new friends also at an older age. It is still possible, and that's like one thing that is very close to my heart. The reason why I want to keep creating these real life community events, because I do think that, especially for, I don't know, I feel like for ambitious ladies of color, that there needs to be more community for us. And when you feel like something is lacking, something is missing, I would say create it yourself. So yeah, so that's really the intention or the reason why I want to keep doing these community events in real life. So but other ways that you can meet new friends is I have seen, like in New York specifically, I have seen dinner parties that are organized. Like my dream is to actually have my place in like New York that I can actually host like dinner parties at my place with people, and like everyone would bring like a +1, so we keep making the community bigger and bigger and bigger. That would be such a dream. But I do see like events like that in New York. Well, New York specifically, but also other places. So you can just, do your research on social media, see if there is like something like that in your area. There are running clubs that people do, but also like classes. If you go to classes, any kind of class, you're trying to learn a new language, you go to a pottery class, painting class, like a wine connoisseur class, anything that's like recurring, that you see the same group of people, that will give you the opportunity to make friends. Because if you're going to like things that are just a one-off, for example, those networking events that I hate, there isn't just a lot of opportunity for you to build friendships, especially if you're someone that are not necessarily good at it. You need like a couple times to meet up with someone to like build something. So yeah, think of that. Maybe you go to like a spinning class at the gym, and yeah, things like that. Church. Those are like the kinds of things that I would say can increase your chances of meeting people. Volunteering is another beautiful one. And if you want, like I said, if you want to bring people together yourself, you can do that as well. Organize your own thing, bring people together. That's also a good one. And just get over the awkwardness of reaching out to people. Like I've reached out to people on Instagram, people that I look up to, that I want to link up with. People have reached out to me, and I love that. Like that's like some of the friends that I made was through Instagram, honestly. There is no shame in that. There is no like, oh, she has so many followers, and I'll reach out to people that have way more followers than me, or people that have less. Like that's not a thing for me. For me, it's just about like, if I see if it's someone interesting that I would connect with, I'll just reach out. And people have done that with me as well. And I appreciate that so much. And it can be like something like, oh, I've been loving your content, or I love how you express yourself. Like, would you be open to grabbing coffee one day? If they say no, what's the worst that can happen? They said no, that's it. Like that's the end of that. That's information. You move on, you keep it pushing. But if they do say yes and you get a beautiful connection out of that, that's so rewarding. So yeah, I would. This will be an invitation, I would say, for you guys to like just reach out to people. Also in real life, like you can still do that at work. You can do that in like the classes that I mentioned before. You don't have to wait and hope for friends to fall into your lap. There is some kind of effort that you have to put into it yourself. And that's really it on this topic. I don't know if you guys have any other questions on this before I get into the rapid fire, and we'll wrap this up. Let me see. I can measure. Maggie, I just noticed Frida has yet to bark. Did she like her treats you bought her? Oh my gosh, she loves her. Okay, let me get her real quick. So proof of life that she's here. Bing, bing. She ate those treats up. Honestly, like she could smell it from a mile away. And those treats, like they were like pumpkin. And you guys know, if you followed me on on Instagram, my love-hate relationship with pumpkin spice. But I saw these dog treats at the Happier, super expensive, overpriced grocery store in New York. And they were like this pumpkin treat. When I opened the package, it smelled like pumpkin cookies. I wanted to eat them. I wanted to have a bite. But her, like, she got so hyped because she smelled it. And she does like a little dance for me before I give her a little treat. It's so cute. But yeah, she loved those treats. So I have to go back and get her some more. Yeah, all right. Let's get into the spin. Let's do a quick rapid fire. And before we get up out of here, I got so many questions on, like, are you still in New York? Are you relocating to New York? Why New York? Blah, 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 all of that stuff. And yeah, obviously I'm not still in New York. I was back, but because I had so much content, I kept posting as if I was still there, because mentally I was still there. And so I really enjoyed this question because this is something that I have been thinking about America. Well, the question was, what attracts you most to America? Is it the culture, food, spiritual calling, or something else? And I would say I'm not attracted to America per se. I'm attracted to New York. I think that New York is not a good representation of America. I live in Florida, and I wouldn't tell you that I want to live in Florida again. Lived in San Francisco for a bit. I did love San Francisco. I loved the whole, I don't know, California lifestyle. I did like that. I did enjoy that. But there is something about New York that is unmatched for me at this phase of my life. So I feel like I have so much, again, I'm not, how do you call that? Like hyping myself up or whatever. But I do feel like I have a lot of talent that is untapped. And when I'm in New York, I get so much more creative. I don't know, I thrive in that environment. And I feel like New York has endless opportunities. There is something about being in a city that truly, like the song says, like, if you can't make it there, you can't make it anywhere, because all the tools that you need to succeed, I feel like, this lisp is killing me. But yeah, all the tools that you need there to make it are there. There are no excuses, in my opinion. I don't know. That's how I feel. You can disagree. Yeah, tooting your own horn. That's what I wanted to say. And there is something about, like, being in that environment, like within that energy. It's so contagious. It's like the drive that people have. It's so motivating that I've been thinking about this for the longest time. Like, I've been talking to my mom and my cousin about this, and they understand, like, why I want to make this relocation happen, because they're like, Tess, you've been talking about this like for years. Like we get it, you know? It's not something that I decided like just on this trip. On this trip, I feel like I really got more serious about it, I feel like. But I have been wanting to do this for the longest time, like New York specifically. And this trip, because I had this fear that I would feel very lonely, and it's so contradicting, right? Because New York has 9 million people or something like that. But because of that, because everyone is like on their grind, everyone is like looking out for themselves, I felt like I would feel very lonely in the city. which is like one of the reasons that I haven't really been serious about the move. But I realized, or one of you guys, one of my subscribers that came to the meetup, that I became friends with, helped me realize that I'm actually creating the community that I want to have for myself. I have a big community of people. The majority of my subscribers are based in New York. That's crazy. So why do I feel like I won't have a community? Like that's just ludicrous. So that realization got me like to think, okay, so it is a big step, it is a big move to like leave my life here behind, to move to a new country, even though I've lived there before, but haven't experienced New York before. So that will be all new things for me, but I won't be alone. And that's like the thing that really calmed me down and made it maybe just more realistic for me that, okay, we can actually maybe make this happen. Let me reframe that. We are making this happen. I don't know when or where. I don't know that yet. I'm making a plan and figuring that out. But I don't feel like I will be lonely when I move there. Because I'm like very intentionally already building my community there. And one thing that I really, really enjoyed was the community of people from my culture, like Caribbean culture there. I don't see that here. Like here in the Netherlands, I feel like so out of place sometimes, especially the higher up the economic income ladder you climb, the wider it gets, like honestly. It's just the reality of it. Like at work, I don't have people that look like me. I just don't. There aren't a lot, and that does feel kind of lonely here as well. Like, and that's like the feeling that I didn't get in New York. Now, granted, I was there on vacation. However, I feel like New York has more of a like pockets of different Caribbean communities that you can tap into. Whereas here, it's not that big of a Caribbean community in that way. There is a large Suriname community here, a large like Antillean, people from the Antilles. Yeah, you do have that, but I feel like it's more spread out. And it's just, I don't know, it's just different. I felt more at home in some spots in New York than I did here for some reason. So that's like another big thing for me. I do have a connection to the American culture. Like I consume a lot of media from America. The only thing for me is the politics, or it's, oh my God, it's kind of crazy at the moment. The economic state of the country is crazy at the moment. So that's like one thing I'm like, oh, it's tricky. But when it comes to the food, like when it comes to the different, like literally the melting pot of New York, that's something that's attracting me to the city. I also feel like the New York culture in particular has quite some similarities to the Dutch culture, in the sense of, what was funny to me, I linked up with this friend and he was telling me that it's funny how I know so many things about New York already. Like I already have, like when I was there, I already had the orientation. Like, okay, so I'm going downtown. Okay, I have to go this way. I'm going west, so I'm going that way. Like I already knew where to go, which is like crazy. I mean, I've had been before. This was my my third time in New York. But the first few times, or the first time I was nine, no, I was 17. Second time was like 4 years ago, but I was only there for 3 days. This time around, I was there for a week. So a week gives you way more time to like really, I don't know, move around and like understand things. And it was the first time that I used the subway, which was a breeze, by the way. I don't know why you guys complain about the subway. This is an unpopular opinion for sure. But the subway was so easy for me. I didn't see any crazy. Okay, granted, I didn't see Showtime, which I have to see next time around. But it was such a breeze. There was only one time that the train didn't show up. And that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all because they kept saying that it's coming and it never came. So I had to take an Uber. But other than that, it was such a breeze. And taking the subway also taught me like just the way that New York is set up a little bit more. And then this friend also told me that I already have like that fast-paced New York walk. And I'm like, that's not a New York walk. That's a Dutch walk. Like people here, I had to learn how to walk fast because we'll be running to catch the train, running to catch the tram, like, because they don't, they're on point, on schedule over here. So yeah, coming from an island, I had to learn how to walk fast. So yeah, I'm saying all of this to say that there are quite some similarities in the culture that I feel like it will be an easy transition in a way. Weather-wise, I know that New York has harsher winters. I've yet to experience that. Last time that I've been, it was in November, so that was in winter. So I've yet to experience like the harsh winter, but I'm gonna say that it's something, it's give and take. You can't have everything in one place. Like no place is perfect. And in a way, give me a harsh winter, but a good summer, a good long summer. Because here, it's such a mild summer. It's pretty much like spring or fall for the majority of the time. Like, we don't get good summers. I feel like if you have a good solid 3 month summer, or like 4 month, that's good temperature. It just charges you up so you can deal with the winter. That's my opinion. But I'm like, so that those are my 2 cents on like the whole New York thing. And I'm curious to know, like, would you guys at this stage of your life and at this age, would you relocate to a different continent? What do you think about that? Because I know that a lot of people, from what I see on TikTok specifically, are relocating to the Netherlands, like specifically. I don't know if that's my algorithm, but New Yorkers, like not just New Yorkers, but Americans in general, relocating to the Netherlands. I don't know why they chose the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands is a great place, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend that per se. But yeah, moving to a different continent, even moving to a different city is a big step, but a different continent is huge at a particular, life phase. So would you guys do that? Let me see real quick what you're saying. Okay. New York has its own feel, energy, life. Yeah, New York is a vibe. I don't know why people don't like New York. A lot of Dutch people, like, when I told them that I'm going to New York, they're like, really? Like, in this Trump's New York? They'll be like, because media, you know, the thing about media, that's why I stopped watching a lot of media or news, like, to be specific. Because they give you such a one-sided view of things that, I don't know, a lot of people, like, honestly, there wasn't a person at work that I mentioned I'm going to, that was like, they were excited for me, that, but they weren't like, oh, I want to go with you. Like, they were like, some people even were like, out of principle, I would not touch ground on American soil. Some people were like, are you really sure you want to go there now? Yeah, like, people are not fucking with me, with America, at least in my group of, in my vicinity, you can say. But I feel like in general, there is such a, you know, with the state of the economy, the state of, you know, with the whole shutdown at the moment, like, people really have a negative view of America at the moment. Yeah, New York has a lot of creatives, and your craft is understood and supported. Yeah, at the same time, of course, there is more competition there as well, because a lot of people are creators in New York. Like, that's also, like, it has its pros and cons, because I got recognized on the streets of New York, which I never get recognized here, because, like I said, most of my followers are in New York. But it's such a down to earth thing. Like, people don't care. That's what I love about New Yorkers. Like, they don't fucking care. Like, you know, because you're nobody to them. Like, there are so many celebrities, there are so many rich people there. They don't care about your little 1K followers, like your little 100K followers. Like, it's just not impressive at all. And there was something that I love about that. At the same time, you know, if people will see you, they recognize you, they will say hello. It's like super nice. Like, I like that. And I like that there is, like, the industry is there. Like, people understand what the job of a content creator is. It's not like here, sometimes people, they'll understand it, they will ask you so many dumb questions. I don't know, I feel like I'm more amongst my people there, in a way, which is nice. I don't know, I feel like it's nice to be, like, with people that understand you. Maggie says, okay, now I understand your love for New York. Before you do, yes, we are speaking honest, do a meetup in Amsterdam so us girlies in Europe can meet you. Okay, before I leave the country, I'll be sure to do that. Yvette, creating your own curated community is easier to do in New York, in my opinion. Yeah, it's been easy so far, and that's, like, something that I didn't expect to be. Yeah, I didn't expect that, but so far, like, I have already, like, such a nice group of friends there, so super grateful for that. Kay, can you go into your experience in Florida and why it's not an option for you at this time? I'm from the Caribbean too. I've been thinking about relocating there with my best friend. For me, it's because, okay, so it has to do with the stage of my life at that. I was in college there. I live in Boca. Boca is a beautiful place, beautiful city. However, I don't know. I experienced racism for the first time there. I've never experienced racism blatantly like that in Curacao. So of course that would cloud my judgment or my view of the area. The weather for me, it doesn't do it for me. It's way too hot in the summers. I like the seasons, even though I do like summer the best, but I do still like the season thing. It is not as much of a melting pot as New York, unless you're not even Miami, because I was in Miami a lot. I was in Miami every weekend, pretty much. Miami is like a lot of it's only like a lot of Latinos, all different kinds of Latino country, but it's like New York has a lot of big Latino community. It has a big like Afro-Caribbean community. It has a big like a Jewish community. It has like all kinds of ethnicities. Like it's really more truly a melting pot. Whereas I feel like Miami is more one-sided in that way. There is nothing wrong with that per se, but I love diversity, period, because that's like Curacao is really diverse. So that's how I grew up. And I don't know, I enjoy that. So that's like for me. I feel like also Florida, everything you have to do with a car, like, New York is like more of that. You have the public transportation option, you can bike, you can take your car if you want, depending on where you live. I don't know, it's more of that small condensed city life that I've been used to now here in the Netherlands that really speak to me. Whereas in Florida, things are more spread out. It's not as cute, picturesque character as New York. The culture is different. I feel like in the South, the culture is very much so different. Has its goods and its goods and its bad things. What I love about New York is how straight people are so blunt. People are rude. I love that people are rude sometimes. Like that sounds crazy, but that's also the culture here. People are just so straight with you. They'll tell you how it is. I rather just give me that. Don't bullshit me. Like don't beat around the bush. Don't be fake. Just give it to me straight. I really enjoy that way more than the, I don't know, the fakeness, I guess. Yeah, I would say those are the main things for me. In New York, you have, because it's so diverse, you have so many different cuisines to try, to experience. Again, in Florida, it's a little bit more one-sided. New York is like the capital of, I don't want to say the world because that's corny, but New York is just, I mean, there is no place like it. You have everything there. There's so much going on. I would say the cons of New York is the FOMO got to me. Like because there is so much to do, you constantly feel like you're missing out. Even when I got back, I was still getting so many recommendations of you guys, and I felt like, oh my God, next time that I go, I have to do this, looking at all of these events that are going on, and there is that. It can be super overwhelming, super overstimulating. So you have to be very conscious about that and like live a very intentionally balanced life. Otherwise, you get swept into the whole New York of it all, like the grind, the go, go, go. Like you have to be doing this, you have to be productive, you have to meet people, you have to network, you have to, because there are so many opportunities, right? So that's like one thing that I have to keep my head straight when I move there. Yeah, there are other things that I am considering, like healthcare. Like Healthcare in America is a different thing, man. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you guys manage, but that's like a thing. Work-life balance is not as good as here. Vacation, vacation days here are so good. All the social, you call that social security that you have here in Europe. Like, I'll have to give that up if I move, when I move. Microaggressions, the things that come with the racial dynamics in America, which are way more prevalent than here. Here you still have it, don't get me wrong, but in America it's way more in your face, I feel like. So those are a couple of things that putting the things, my list together to really make a very much so intentional decision of what to do, so that when I make it, or not when I make it because I already made the decision, but when I make that step, that I have the things in place to counterbalance the cons with the pros. That's kind of how I'm thinking about it. Okay. Okay, and you have to come here see your husband, girl. Let me tell you something. I might have some tea in a couple weeks. Okay, in New York, you will rub shoulders with people from all walks of life, and you don't have to work hard to do so. That's exactly right. You can be in the subway with someone that's like, and you don't even know. Like, that's what I love about it. And there is something about that here too, that I feel like in Florida, people are more loud, more flashy. And New York is, you can be walking next to someone that's going into their 40 million apartment, and you don't even know. Like, that's the vibe that I get. Okay, so Tara, I want to, and we'll move to a different continent. Okay. I wonder which continent would you choose, Tara? And Eartha, you will relocate to Mexico or Canada. Okay. Both. I would say Mexico sounds amazing. I've yet to visit, but it's not bad at all. Maggie, I fell in love with Amsterdam when I visited, and if I could move there, I would go in a heartbeat. It's just different from London. Yeah, I feel this the other way around, actually, because I was like, if I'm not moving to, before I made the decision, if I'm not moving to New York, I'll move to London. But then I got a friend from London, and she's like, London is crusty at the moment. So I don't know, but I really love London. Geo. What's the first thing that you would do the day you moved to? The first thing I would do on the first day that I moved to New York. That's a good question. I would take Frida, because Frida's coming. I would take Frida to Central Park. Yeah, I think so. Because all the times I've been to Central Park, I always see like all these doggies. And then I'm like, I wish Frida was here. So I would just like, I'll feel like I want to show her the city and get her acquainted with the city. So I think that that's the first thing that I would do. Verity, Last 5 years, I've been thinking of relocating to Canada. I mean, maybe do it before it becomes the 51st state. Yvette, girl, I love New York too much. I will visit other places, but not. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I would be in that same boat probably. The only thing about New York is that like, um, no, I take that back. I was gonna say that if you want a family and things like that, you want more space. Maybe New York is not the best place, but I have seen other, more the suburbs, that you do still get that. Like, you don't have to be in Manhattan to experience like the city. You can be like half an hour, 45 minutes removed from the city center and then still get all the good things about New York. I was thinking about it because like right now I live 50 minutes from Amsterdam. I don't live in Amsterdam. So it's kind of the same thing. If I want like the hustle and bustle and the good stuff about Amsterdam, I'll just drive up. So I don't have to live in Manhattan. Um, okay, this is getting way too long. I love to try a new country for an extended time, but probably not forever. Yeah, totally, I get that. Maybe, and that's the thing, like you don't have to like even commit to something for forever. It can be like for 3 months, 6 months, and then feel it out, see how you feel it, right? How you experience it. Marie says, to different continent, no, but maybe to different state. Okay. Would you go like different coast, or how extreme would you do it? Before you decide to move, visit when there isn't any event happening or during a different season to see if you truly feel the same way. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. So the upcoming trip, there won't be any events. And I want to visit in the winter, so Christmas, and Fashion Week in February. I've always wanted to experience Thanksgiving as well, so we'll see how things go. But I do want to experience like different months, periods, and see how I like it. If it's like 100%, I would wait on moving to New York at least for the next 6 months. Too much is going on here. I feel you. I try not to focus on the news too much because it's crazy. Like every day there is a new development, and I don't know how you do it. Like it's anxiety inducing. So I try not to watch the news too much. So I understand what you say. Okay, when you live and work here in your phone will quickly become a thing of the past. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. I've heard mixed feelings on that, but I understand what you're saying. I'm here for the tea too. Well, stay tuned for the tea because there's probably some good tea coming. Can you do 6 months here and 6 months in the Netherlands so you don't lose such great benefits? I don't think I can do that. I can do that for a year, but yeah, it doesn't work like that. At least not 6 months, like, how do you say that? Back to back? Like maybe on average it will amount to 6 months, but you will have to be like a month here, a month there, a month here. Like you can't, also for tax reasons, all of that, like you have to, I think in the Netherlands there is a rule that you have to be a minimum of this amount of time in the country to get the benefits and things like that. Okay, two more questions and then I'm out of here. Um, One question that I really want to answer from my girl Tasha, she asked me, what is the main style difference between New York and Amsterdam? And I love this question because I, as I was walking through the streets of New York, like obviously I look at the fashion, right? And yeah, Frida is the cutest. She is so good now. You guys remember the last time, not the last time, the time before that? She was so cranky, but now she's super sweet. So I would say New York is athleisure. That's one thing that really caught my attention. You guys are into your athleisure. You guys are into your leggings, your Elo, especially Elo Yoga, Lululemon. All the girls, girlies, they are in their leggings with their socks and sneakers is big there. Um, more logos, more logos than here for sure. I cannot say like Europe in general because I don't bunch Europe all in one. I'm talking specifically the Netherlands, Amsterdam. Way more logos in New York. More skin showing. I think that has to do with the weather in a way, but I think in general, I feel like people are more out in the open with their bodies in New York than in Amsterdam. Even though Amsterdam is so liberal, progressive, whatever, I feel like with their bodies, the way that people dress, they're more conservative here. Like, I don't feel comfortable wearing something that's super tight fitting to the body. I don't really show much skin here, to be honest with you. It's just, not that it's not done per se, but you feel out of place also because my body is already curvy. So I don't know. I don't want to like attract more attention in a way. So I did see that in New York. Also, period, people dress up more in New York, like going out and things like that. People don't really dress up like that here. Here, the style is so casual, very, very simple. There is more tailoring here, like more structured pieces, especially in the fall. Whereas in New York, it's like more, yeah, like I said, the leisure, streetwear, hoodies, things like that. Both styles are very practical though, because in New York, people are out and about doing their thing as well. Here, people are on bikes, so the outfit needs to be super practical. So that's like one similarity that I saw. New York is like sneaker heavy. Here, it's more, you see a more diversity of shoe wear. So like loafers, you see clogs, you see ballet flats. It's, yeah, I feel like it's a little bit more diverse with the shoe game. That's one thing that I paid attention to. And in New York, you see some people wear a lot of different. I have a hair of Frida and it's not going off. Some people have a lot of things going on, a lot of bells and whistles going on when it comes to their outfit, whereas here things are just way simpler. This is a very much so generalization, but it's just something that caught my attention. Here, less is definitely more. Sometimes even gets to the boring side of things, but if you compare it also to Paris, which I do go to often, Paris is like so streamlined, so minimal, but in an interesting way. Like I love like Parisian fashion more so than the fashion here in Amsterdam. Yeah, but yeah, the key takeaway is less is more when you compare the two. But yeah, in general, I did also see some outfits that I was inspired by. So yeah. Final question is, do you want kids? If so, how many? This is like such a, I'm not getting into it, but okay, yeah, I do want kids. One kid is fine. If also depends on my partner, of course, but if we feel like we want another one, we'll do that if I feel like it. But one, at least one, and I'll be happy with if it's only one. Okay, let me answer these questions and then I'll wrap up. I love the warmer weather, so maybe Texas or somewhere in California. I currently live just outside of New York City, the suburb of Hartsdale, 30 minutes or so on the Metro North, and I'm in Grand Central. That's pretty convenient. That's super convenient. So yeah, I feel you on the warmer weather. For me, ideally, I would want to create a situation for myself that I can go to Curacao, for example, in the winter for like a month, recharge, be with family, and then go back. I wouldn't want to give up the whole winter because, like I said, I do love the seasons, but to have like that flexibility would be nice. So that's something that, I'll love to create for myself. Liam, the quality of life in the Netherlands is so much better. New York City is literal. What? Oh, for a season. Don't move to New York full time. Try it for 6 months. Yeah, I don't. I think that this is very personal thing because the quality of life is really what you make of it. Like what's important to me might not be important to you. So there are a lot of good things here, like I mentioned before. I'm not like bashing the country or whatsoever. Like I've been here for 15 years, so obviously there is something keeping me here. But I feel like there comes a time and a place for people that they want to experience something different. And if that means giving up on some things to gain other things, that's like a judgment that they make for themselves based on what's important to them. So that's how I think about it. There is no point of like being here. You have all of these good things, the social security and things like that, but you don't have community. You don't have like, you're not content when it comes to that. You don't have like, I don't know, relationships with connections, good connections with people. I don't know. For me, at this stage of my life, at this moment, that's super important to me. So if that means giving up on some things to gain other, that's like a thing that I'm willing to sacrifice or, yeah. Okay. I'll write this down for next time. But my goodness, over 2 hours. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. I really enjoyed this. This was honestly a therapy session again for me to like think through my thoughts. The engagement has been through the roof today. I really, really enjoyed it. And we're gonna do this again in November. So thank you for watching. Don't forget, tomorrow the Uniqlo video is going up, so make sure you watch that. Hope you enjoy it, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.